State Fair of Texas is now just 1 month away, and this year the spotlight is on agriculture and livestock, and it will shine especially bright in tonight's Fox Forward, a vivid reminder of how big an impact the fair can have on the lives of young people. Here's Dan Godwin.
It's great to say hello to Taylor Shackelford of Prosper, Texas, a little north of Frisco, and Daryl Real, a senior VP at the State Fair of Texas, who oversees the livestock and ag programs. Thank you both for coming in.
Happy to be here.
You could say that Taylor has lived the dream of thousands of young competitors at the fair each year, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, Daryl, the theme of the State Fair this year is celebrating Texas agriculture. Now, these days, with so many Texans living in big cities, urban environments, is it a challenge to make a theme like that relevant to the average person who lives in this state?
Well, at first it very much is, because so many people are so far removed from production agriculture in their life. Their grandmas and grandpas now no longer grew up on the farm or lived there any longer, so making it relevant is challenging. But at the same time, we have to always remember that agriculture is still the largest economic driver in the state of Texas.
And that fact might surprise a lot of people when they think about energy or technology, but ag is still number one in the Lone Star State. And Taylor, you're a June graduate of Texas Tech, and to a certain extent, your college education was funded by your involvement in the State Fair.
That's correct. I've been showing livestock since I started school, or since I was eligible in the 3rd grade. And from there, you grow your funds and you learn how to be an entrepreneur, really, of the business. That went into a college fund for me. And then when I graduated high school, I was lucky enough to receive one of the State Fair Livestock Department scholarships. And because of that, I graduated from Texas Tech in May.
And you had one really big year at the fair, right? The what is it called? The Reserve Champion?
I did exhibit the Reserve Grand Champion steer at the State Fair my freshman year of high school. His name was Thriller.
And a belated congratulations.
Well,
and this year at the fair, you have a paid internship, and you're sharing your knowledge of what kind of techniques. We know that when you're showing an animal, there's certain things you want to do and maybe certain things you want to avoid. I mean, what are the most important lessons you try to impart?
Absolutely. So you think to the Olympics and think about, what's everybody looking for to stick the landing. That's pretty much what we do in livestock showing. You got to stick the feet correctly, make sure the head is up and looking in the right direction, because there's a look that the judge is waiting for and that animal can give it. It's all dependent on the showman.
Let me ask you, Daryl, what do you think the young people get out of all this?
Well, I don't want to be cliche about it, but it's a true statement as well. Kids get responsibility, they get work ethic out of it, and they also, through some of the other contests and competitions, they can get some great public speaking experience out of it as well. And at the end of the day, and you probably would agree, public speaking is probably the most important skill that a kid could ever have in their life, next to responsibility and hard work.
One of the biggest fears.
Yes, and someday I hope to learn that skill. Daryl and Taylor, thank you so much for the chat. The State Fair of Texas begins its 24-day run on Friday, September 30th. We've got a link with more information about the livestock programs at our website. Just go to fox4news.com.